Okay, you're going to download this file. It's actually a Word document. But what you're going to do is you're going to label the database. This is actually just one table, but keep in mind that a database has to have either one or more tables. All right, so the first thing you're going to do to label this, I'm going to make mine a little smaller so you can see it on the screen. You're going to go up here to Insert, and you're going to go to Shapes, and the first shape that I want you to use is the right bracket, or brace they call it. Okay, click on that. Okay, now I think to make our brace stand out a little bit, where it says Shape Outline, let's change it to black so we can see it. Okay, now to label this, go back to Insert, Shapes, and you should see one that is the text box. Just draw a little text box, and right in there we're just going to label it Table. So that entire thing there is the table. You can resize your text box so things fit a little better. Okay. All right, so that's the biggest part, are the tables. Remember, the entire set of tables would make up the entire database. All right, now the next biggest part of the database would be a record. These are all records here. You can see there's 30 of them, and that, remember, a record is a complete set of information for one item. In this case, it happens to be people. It's not always people. All right, let's go back to Insert, I'm sorry, Shapes, and I want you to find the block arrows, and let's get the one that is pointing to the right. Right now, I just want you to draw a big block arrow. Don't worry about where it is. And I want you to change it to the white. Okay. All right, now you're going to go ahead and type in it, and you're going to type record. All right, and now we can align it so that it's pointing to one of the records. I don't care which one. I've got it on Jared Smith, just so you're able to let me know you know what a record is. It's one full set. And remember, the records are going to run on a table. They're going to run on the rows. Okay? All right, now the next part of the database, the records are made up of different fields. So we're going to go up here, Insert, Shapes. This time use the down block arrow. Once again, we're just going to get the block arrow labeled, and we're going to put in there field. So I'm going to make these bold just to make them stand out a little bit. All right, now once you have it, you can go ahead and resize it a little bit, and then drag it so that it makes sure it's pointing. In fact, first name is one of the fields, last name, street address, these are all fields. You could have it pointing to any one of those is fine. In fact, I may just move mine over here and point it to state. That's one of the fields. Okay. All right, the very last item that we want to do is called an entry. All of these are entries, which means somebody had to type these in at some point. Just like the records that you have here at school, somebody had to take your information, probably when you were in like kindergarten, and enter it into a database. So all of these are entries. So let's go ahead. This time we're going to, again, go back here and shapes. I'm going to this time use the up arrow. And this is called an entry. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and resize it a little bit. Doesn't have to be this big. Alright, something else I'm going to do is I am just going to turn it so that it's pointing, can be pointing at any one item in there. Okay? So we've got our table, which is the entire item here. Then we've got a record, which is an entire row. We've got our fields, which run on our columns. And then each individual item that's been typed in is called an entry. So it doesn't have to look exactly like this. You can play around with it a little bit if you'd rather use the blue. Or the black, or some other color. I'm fine with that. Doesn't matter. Okay? As long as you have everything labeled properly. Just remember to download this one time. Save your changes when you're finished. And then submit. And you're good. That's it.